Hi guys, it's Beth here from Bourbon Creek Crafts, and today I am giving you a sneak peek of the new October 2020 Flavor of the Month card kit, and it's Christmas themed. And today I am working with one of the collections, and I am going to make a Gatefold card, and it's actually they call it a crossover Gatefold card. So I have a normal card base that's A2 size, so it's 8.5 by 5.5. And I'm going to score it at 2 1/8 inches from each side, and that will give me my gatefold across the front of the card, and then the card profile, the card base profile, will still be 4 1/4 by 5.5. So I put my old fashioned scoreboard away there, and I'm just using a bone folder to burnish down the creases of my gatefold. And then I'll be using a couple of patterns from this particular collection to decorate up my card. So I chose the kind of wood grain with the white polka dots on it. That's going to go on the inside of my card. So I cut that down to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, so it leaves just a little bit of the craft border around it. And then I chose that Christmas words pattern, and I'm cutting I'm going to cut 2 panels down to 2 inches by 5 3/8. And those will go on the front of the card, like on the actual gate folds. And again, I cut those so that there would be a little bit of craft border around the edge of the paper. So I'm just making sure that everything lines up, and then I will go ahead and add my adhesive and apply these to my card. I was super excited to see that this month's kit was Christmas themed because I am so ready to start Christmas crafting. I'm not ready to speed time along, I'm just ready to start Christmas crafting. So I'm adhering those 2 pieces to the front of the card, and at least I got them in the right order so that the Merry Christmas that's kind of towards the top actually lines up together. I didn't even pay attention to that, so I'm surprised I didn't put them on backwards. And then I'm going to add that red wood grain pattern to the inside of the card. And this particular collection did come with some ephemera, so I'm going to take advantage of that. And I'm going to choose 2 that I want to use on the front of my card. So I'm kind of sorting through those now. I find the 2 that I want to use, and I realized that I wanted to back them maybe on some black, something dark, so that they will pop off kind of that white background of the front. So I did go with some black cardstock and just die cut them into some circles that are just bigger than those circle pieces of ephemera. So I'm just using my ATG to adhere those circles to the cardstock, and then I will adhere them to the front of my card. And because it's a crossover, I'm going to apply adhesive to only one side of each of those circles. So on one, I'm applying it to the right half on the back of the circle, and on the other one, I will apply it to the left half. And thankfully, I did remember to do that correctly. Sometimes I get caught up in crafting and I totally forget to only do half or to pay attention what half I'm applying the adhesive to. So here I'm just trying to make sure that I can get the circle kind of lined up correctly so that the adhesive will go on and allow the circle to be upright. So I applied my adhesive correctly. There was a little bit of overhang of the adhesive on the circle on the right hand side, so I rubbed that off. And then I decided that I did want to add something else to the inside of the card to cover the flaps, the craft cardstock that is showing on the flaps on both sides. So I choose another pattern, and I cut these 2 strips again down to 2 inches by 5 3/8, just like I did the front 2 pieces. And this will just help add some more fun interest to the inside of the card. And so once I get these two pieces down, I'm also going to add a piece of white cardstock over the red wood grain pattern there, just so that there's a place to write a message. And first I'm going to add some of the enamel dots that came in this collection. I just picked 3. I picked 2 of the bigger ones and 1 of the medium-sized ones and kind of scattered them diagonally across the card. And then the piece of white cardstock, I believe I cut it down to like 3 3/4 by 5 inches, so you can still see the wood grain pattern around it, but you'll also have plenty of room to write a message around the sentiment that I'm also going to stamp on that piece. So I'm using the stamp set that came with this kit, and I'm using the word believe. And I really need to re-ink my black ink pad there, because I had even stamped it off camera. I had stamped it off a couple of times to test, like just to kind of ink the stamp up and make sure it was to stamp well. And then when I came to do it for this particular piece, it did not stamp as clearly as I wanted. So I probably should have used my MISTI, so I just turned that panel over and stamped on the back side, gave it a little huff to make sure it was nice and moist, and pressed hard, and I got my good image. So I'm just going to add some adhesive to this and then apply that to the inside of my card. And then this card is done. So it's a fun fold card, but really easy. And it was a lot of fun to use the different patterns that came in this particular collection. So hope you guys got some inspiration and are getting excited for this month's kit. And thank you so much for stopping by today. I hope you're all having a crafty day.